He joins me via Zoom from River State. And we also have a legal practitioner, Evans Ufeli, who is joining me here in the studio. Good to have you, gentlemen.
Good day.
All right, so we will get to Wanosike in just a moment, but let me start with you. I mean, you and a lawyer,
yes,
and an independent individual who was just following the things playing out in River State. And as you watch what's going on, what do you make of it? Because there are different sides of it. At what point do you think that things started to change or turn decide to turn the law on its head? I mean, that's the right word in River State.
Yes, let me say this and make it clear. I'm not just an individual. I'm partly from River State.
Okay, so you have
my mom is from River State, from the Opobo area of River State, and I was born in River State. Okay, so but from Delta. Now,
so I'm speaking to a lawyer and a stakeholder.
Very well, very well. I identify with that region of the country, and that is one region that when you talk about the economic prowess after Lagos. Is River State. So it's unfortunate that this is going on in River State. And the puzzle started with the governor, the current governor and the outgoing governor. And that has snowballed into the local government issue because the issue of loyalty is still the underneath layer that is playing out in the dispute. Now, this local government chairman, their tenure has expired by efflution of time. Efflution of time is a principle in law. And when you take an oath of office for a certain time, in this case for 3 years, at the expiration of that time, you cannot elongate your stay. And their argument is that the State House of Assembly actually amended the law, okay? And as such, that amendment had extended their tenure of office by 6 months. Okay. They further argued that if you look at the Constitution, over the Constitution, there are times when the Constitution made this provision that where there's war and the government of the country is unable to, conduct election, there will be an extension, okay, by 6 months before they can take time to come. So they argued that the amendment the State House of Assembly did was in line with what is in the Constitution. And that was wrong because the Constitution singled out the situation of war, wherein you can have that, you are unable to conduct election. But in this case, there's no war anywhere, and you cannot elongate your stay. So from our jurisprudence, it is impossible for the State House of Assembly to enact a law to elongate the stay of local government chairman. It's not done. Section 7 of the Constitution clearly states that the local government chairman will emerge through a democratic process. And that democratic process is election. And during election, the people donate their allegiance. They donate their mandate to the people who will govern them. And so they will come into office on the basis of a social contract between them and the people. Okay? Now, what you have on ground is after the efflution of time, their tenure has expired. What the governor said is that the administrators should take over. That is the same day. Only for the governor to now introduce this voyage of illegality again, because it is double illegality. I mean, this caretaker committee, it is not the intent of the legislature that, in that section 7, that people should emerge as caretaker committee or chairman of caretaker committee to run local government. It's an aberration. In fact, what the governor is doing now is not different from what the local government chairman, whose tenure has expired, the outgoing local government chairman, not different from what they wanted to do. Because in both cases, both parties had the intention to violate the Constitution, to perpetrate their stay. One, for elongation, the other, an aberration. So the two are complete illegality. That should not be
all sides have breached or broken the law,
yes.
By your analysis.
Yes, they have broken the law because the Constitution never envisaged caretaker committee. Most governors do it, but it's wrong, okay? And it's wrong to the extent that when you have an extant law, you do not need any other procedure other than the extant law, okay? And let me say this, what the local government, outgoing local government chairman wanted to do in the true sense of the law, was actually treasonable. Because what's the definition of treason? Where you make an attempt to take over the country through any other means other than election, to take over the country, only part thereof. In this case, they wanted to extend their state. That's a part thereof. The River State is a part thereof. They wanted to extend their state, and that was treason. That was why some other person started calling for a state of emergency. Okay, it's complete treason. So that should not happen. That is not also to condone the fact that the governor should now get caretaker. This caretaker committee chairman don't have the mandate of the people. They don't. Okay, sovereignty belongs to the people, through which government derive a legitimacy. So, if you set up any form of government, whether at the local level or the state level, without the input of the people, I mean, they took an oath of office for a 3-year term. So if you extend that 3-year term, you'll be in violation of the oath of office. And there'll be violation of, because the people also who donated their mandate donated it for a 3-year term. So any attempt to extend it will mean setting the law aside for your own personal aggrandizement. So that is not allowed under any circumstance. Even the governors should know that they don't have, because the argument put forth for the case of the local government chairman was that if you look at the Constitution talks about a situation of war, you are unable to conduct election. Anywhere they conduct election in Nigeria, you notice that election is conducted some months before the expiration of the tenure of office. Sorry,
I just want to state that I understand that we have Mr. Wanosike joining us now. We'll get to him in just a moment, but I want you to finish your thoughts. Before we get to him, I also want, because for those who are saying, we saw residents of River State, turn out, I think that was Monday or Tuesday, when that, crisis, went on at the different local governments, that, perhaps that's an indication of the support and the mandate of the people for the caretaker committee to come on. What would you say?
No, the caretaker committee couldn't have been the mandate of the people. Mandate is derived and orchestrated through elections. Okay? So how many persons are these people who came out to support the caretaker committee? They couldn't have represented the larger interest of the entire state. Okay, it should have been by election. So it is through election that you can ask. And the Constitution did not even make any mention of a caretaker committee. Okay? So it's by election that you emerge. And when you emerge, your tenure is for 3 years. That is what is known to law. What they have now is both sides. And they don't have any reason under which they failed to conduct or prepare for the conduct of an election. There was no reason whatsoever. They want to make reference to the Constitution. The Constitution says in instances where there is war,